So we did review this during Kahoot on Friday, but at the same time, I want to include this video so that if this is something that you're still working on, that you have a way to review and remember how to do it. So I want to start by reviewing how to add and subtract fractions. The first thing you need to do is find a common denominator, because we can't add 3/5 and 2/7 when we're not even adding parts of a whole that are the same size. And so to find the common denominator, we want to find the LCM, the least common multiple, of 5 and 7. And so I'm going to do it in a different color. So we want to list all the multiples of 5, which would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And then we want to list all the multiples of 7, which would be 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. And you just need to keep going until you see that the numbers have a multiple in common. And in this case, we've gotten to 35, which is a multiple that both of these numbers share. And so 35 is going to be our LCM. And so we need to rewrite both of these fractions to have a denominator of 35. And then we also need to figure out what to make the numerator. So when looking at 3/5, to make the denominator of 5 a denominator of 35, we would need to multiply by 7. And then what you do to the denominator, you also need to do to the numerator. So 3 times 7 is 21. So we would write it as 21 35ths. To make the denominator of 7 into 35, we would do the same thing. We would need to multiply by 5, because 7 times 5 is 35. What you do to the denominator, you also need to do to the numerator. And so we would rewrite it as 10 35ths. Now notice that we're not changing the value of either of these fractions. It's still equivalent to 3/5 multiplied by 2/7, but we have rewritten it to have a common denominator. And so then once we have the same denominator, we keep the denominator, add the numerators. Our final answer is 31 over 35. And then 31 35ths is already in simplest form because 31 and 35 do not have any common factors, because 31 is a prime number. Its only factors are 1 and 31. And then for subtracting, it's really similar. We need to find the least common multiple of 10 and 3. So multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30. Multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12. And then we're eventually going to get to 30. And so the least common multiple is 30. So we rewrite both fractions to have a denominator of 30. To get from 10 to 30, we would need to multiply by 3, and then do the same to the numerator. So it would be 27 over 30. To get from 3 to 30, we need to multiply by 10, and then do the same to the numerator, and we get 20. And then we subtract the numerators and keep the denominator. 27 minus 20 would be 7. 7 and 30 do not have any common factors because 7 is a prime number. Its only factors are 1 and 7. And so 7/30 would be our final answer.